You know, after playing nothing but Typ Soul for the last little while, I seriously didn't realize how good I had it with Deepwoken. Sure, Deepwoken has its fair share of issues and the game is far from perfect, but I'll 100% take that over Typ Soul any day. In Typ Soul you got consistent balancing issues, weekly Diddy problems, Balboa. Although on this channel I'll continue to glaze Deepwoken until Kingdom Come, the game definitely has some issues. Most notably though with ganking. Since returning to Deepwoken, I've been doing a ton of ganking with my guild, and it hasn't been a good experience. It's definitely not as bad as Typ Soul, because whatever they're cooking over there is just setting the whole house on fire, but it's bad enough to where I feel the obligatory need to talk about it. So just like, comment, subscribe, and lock in, and let's talk about why ganks suck right now. Ganking, at least in my opinion, is the heart of Deepwoken. Sure, there's Chime, Diluvian, Layer 2, and various other bosses, but I feel like when the average person thinks of Deepwoken, they think of ganks or getting ganked, whether that's for better or for worse. Somewhat recently though, I've noticed a lot of discussion in the community from content creators and other community members talking about how boss raiding is dead, or at least very difficult due to the meta of the game, but also just how powerful builds have actually gotten in this day and age. In my opinion though, I honestly want to take it a step further. I think ganking as we know it is dead, and without some serious changes, it's probably going to stay this way. In my opinion, the first real issue with ganking right now is trackstar builds. Now for the uninformed layman, trackstar builds are builds that essentially chain horizontal and vertical mobility to essentially never have to face the consequences of losing a fight. Whether it's your fight or your friends, it doesn't matter. Now I'm not one to knock playstyles or hate on people doing their thing in game, but I think it's safe to say that trackstar builds are definitely out of control right now. And unless you yourself or your friend are a trackstar, there's literally a 0% chance you're catching them. Whether it's securing a kill, saving your friend, or just, being a bitch, trackstars can do it all and really just have no consequences. I fully understand wanting to make a build around mobility and moving around the map in a fun and fast way, but unemployed non-game dev, but I feel like if niggas are effortlessly scaling mountains and doing double climb techs and shit, maybe we need to scale it back a little bit, Archmage. It feels like they've done every nerf imaginable though. They've nerfed chaining horizontal mobility, they fully reworked Jet Striker, and mobility is still a massive issue in this game. I think, and I gotta put my hands up because I know niggas are gonna hate this one, I think it's time to just flat out nerf mobility in this game, alongside global cooldowns or something. Maybe I'm crazy, bro. Maybe I'm the crazy one here, but I feel like no individual player should have the climbing power of fucking Goku. I shouldn't be able to win a fight and then just have this guy's teammate hobble on over, pick him up, and then just climb the nearest mountain. That's dumb as hell. But unemployed non-game dev. The next big problem of ganking right now, in my opinion, is assassin builds, which is really funny because literally last year we were talking about assassin builds with these EU freakazoids who are running around one-shotting people in the depths. Now I'm gonna be nice and charitable here and say that the current assassination problem definitely isn't as bad as the old one, but I'd argue it's equally, if not more, annoying. And that's 99% due to just how actually wildly out of control assassination builds and assassination talents have actually gotten. With the assassination skill tree, not only can you assassinate people whenever you want, whether or not you're in combat, you can also assassinate everybody around them. While doing this damage, you also apply anti-heal for 15 seconds to everybody. Now, if you're a normal person, you probably heard that and thought yeah, that sounds dumb as hell. Now what if I told you the devs actually buffed it recently? Well, unfortunately your ears don't deceive you because they did. They made it so that you can assassinate when you're in combat for some reason. So essentially what you've created is in every single gank, there's just these drooling parasite fiends waiting for their assassination cooldown to run out so they can run behind the nearest op, crouch and press and just M1, and now you're down 15% of your health and you can't heal. The funny thing is, it's in every single game I've ever played, assassinations are a stealth mechanic. You have to actually sneak up on your opponent to earn the assassination. And I know for a fact that that's what the Deepwoken devs were going for when they first made the assassination system, but where the fuck is the stealth in this, man? There's nothing stealthy about a nigga just assassinating me mid 1v1. I can see him, bro. He's right there. Where the fuck is the stealth? And the real funny thing is they know it's bullshit too, because they removed it from Chime, but we still gotta deal with it in ganks because fuck Overworld players, I guess, man. My last main issue of ganking in 2024 is simply just how strong builds have actually gotten in this game, or power creep, which feels like a word I've just been spammy recently when it comes to Roblox games. Now y'all are probably wondering what I mean by like builds becoming too strong, and I'm about to explain, so lock in for a second. For those who somehow don't know, Shrine of Order essentially just sets all of your stats to an equal value, which allows you to respec and get different talents that you normally wouldn't be able to get. And when it first released, like, people made like god builds that had every single talent in the game. Eventually it did get nerfed because that was really stupid, and we're basically left with the shrine that we have today. Now, a lot of people say that Shrine of Order was a mistake, and I'm honestly not of that opinion. In my opinion, I think Shrine of Order single-handedly broke us out of the corny attunementless Justicar meta. But the recent scaling changes to talents is what I think the real problem actually is. For those who don't know, high investment talents like Million Ton Piercer and Reinforced Armor scale with stat investment up until the maximum value of the actual talent itself. Now, in my head, I feel like the intention of this change was so that people with like 30 fortitude couldn't take advantage of the full benefit of Reinforced Armor. But what it really did was just create a massive stat point vacuum for any player with an attunement. Because it actually is pretty hard to fully spec into these talents while also getting 80 in an element. But like, what if there was like a path you could go in game where you don't have to use an element and like suffer literally zero consequences, and actually there are no consequences, there's actually just only upsides. It's fucking attunementless, guy. It's attunementless. Like, literally all this update did was just create another attunementless meta, dude, which is just so great. It's awesome, dude. It's like every single day we got a new flavor of the week meta attunementless build that's just the same as the last fucking attunementless build. We got fucking Silent Heart, you got BladeHarper. Ooh, like, if you're feeling fancy, you go with attunementless Star Kindred, bro. Like, it's just oaths and just stacking as many meta talents as possible. If you're really feeling feisty and spicy, you might go like 50 medium or something to get even more stats, because you can do that. And like, at least in my opinion, it's really hard to gank when there's multiple niggas who are just juiced up on fucking super soldier serum, so their build is just 10 times better than mine, bro. I fucked up, I guess. I was talking to another Deepwoken content creator by the name of Isaac, who you guys should all sub to because he's the GOAT, about like what issues like are plaguing the deep right now. And he said it's heavy catering to Chime. And like, looking at the recent updates, I really can't help but agree with them. Ever since the removal of skulls, like, there's no secret that player numbers are significantly up, so obviously the devs are gonna cater to the Chime players. But it's like, there's no way Agamatsu and Inu and all these niggas were hyping up Overworld ranks, and now that there's like infinite Chime to be played, no one seems to care about the fucking Overworld ranks, man. Like, I was never really one of those like, oh, everyone's gonna be grinding in a private server, it's gonna kill the game, doom posters about Chime early on. But now that we've reached like the logical conclusion of that situation, it's kind of scary how that seems to be the only aspect of the game that the devs are actually catering to anymore. But what do I know? Like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord. I'm trying to revive the Discord, and I'll see y'all later.